The movie begins with four men dressed as if they're heading into battle. They storm into a bank and force the manager to reveal the vault code. However, the manager pretends to know nothing, acting rude and uncooperative. Two of the men stay upstairs to guard the hostages, while the other two go down to inspect the high-tech vault. There, they discover that opening it requires not only a code, but also biometric scanning. They drag the manager downstairs with them, even though they still believe he won't be of any real help. After nearly being strangled, the manager is forced to reveal that he doesn't just hold the key, he is the key to opening the vault. Meanwhile, upstairs, one of the robbers starts to lose control, ready to take a hostage over the slightest mistake. Down in the basement, chaos erupts as they try to use the manager's biometric data to unlock the vault, but the system refuses to accept it. They realize that during the previous beating, he had lost a tooth. Immediately, they picked up the broken tooth and shoved it back into his mouth to run the biometric scan. This time, the system recognized him successfully. The vault door opened, giving them exactly 2 minutes to act. Inside, they approached a special box filled with diamonds. Everything was going smoothly as they gathered the diamonds, until the madman upstairs suddenly snapped and wanted to kill someone. The others tried to stop him, but Junkie Joe ignored them and pointed his gun directly at his own teammate. The two of them began to fight. During the struggle, one of the robbers' masks was pulled off, revealing the truth. It was a woman named Alex, who had once worked for the CIA. The discovery threw the entire group into panic. They wanted her to kill all the hostages to erase any evidence, but Alex refused and held firmly to her own principles. Alex refused to compromise. When Tweaker McGregor Happy was about to make a reckless move, she immediately shot him. The remaining three robbers dragged his body into the car and drove away. The atmosphere inside the vehicle grew tense, especially when one of them became furious over his friend the drug addict being killed. But honestly, who brings a high junkie to rob a bank in the first place? Eventually, they stopped under a bridge, divided the diamonds, and agreed to meet again in a month to split the money evenly. They discovered that Kevin, one of the robbers, had previously been involved with Alex and was the one who brought her into this heist. Now that the hostages had seen Alex's face, she became the one who needed to run. She asked Kevin to get her fake documents and help her leave the country as soon as possible. Kevin agreed, promising to handle everything and arrange a place for her to stay at a hotel. Alex blew up the truck to erase all evidence, then quietly left the scene. When she returned to the hotel to rest, she was shocked to see her face on the news. Wanted sketches of her had already spread everywhere. Without hesitation, she changed her appearance, dyeing her hair, altering her eye color, and transforming herself into a completely different person overnight. Alex received a message from Kevin asking her to come to his room while she was only wearing a bathrobe. As she quietly moved through the hallway, a hotel security guard spotted her. She quickly covered her face, and at that moment, Kevin opened the door and pretended she was his wife to avoid suspicion. Once the door closed, Kevin dropped another shocking piece of news. The diamonds actually belonged to several powerful crime bosses, but Kevin reassured her that he had insurance in case anything went wrong. A woman was holding evidence that could be used against them. Before they could discuss their plan, a knock sounded at the door. Alex quickly hid under the bed. The person who arrived was the insurance broker, but moments later, two strangers kicked the door open. One man restrained the woman, while another woman went outside to sabotage Kevin's car brakes. Soon after, their leader arrived, Mr. Washington, a cold and ruthless figure. He searched the woman's purse and forced her to unlock her phone under pressure. Left with no choice, she revealed the password. Washington opened the phone and found a blackmail video involving a U.S. senator. He erased the evidence and then shot the woman the moment she tried to escape. Desperate, Kevin attempted to negotiate and revealed that he and Washington had once worked for the same senator. From under the bed, Alex could only watch helplessly as Washington's men tortured Kevin, trying to find the USB that was believed to contain the diamonds. Kevin tried to fight back, but he quickly collapsed. He stabbed wildly into the mattress right above where Alex was hiding. In his final moments, he signaled her to stay hidden. Amid the chaos, Alex spotted a USB drive taped to the underside of the bed. Just as she reached for it, another knife strike pierced through the mattress, nearly hitting her. Alex held back her scream and stayed completely still as Kevin collapsed under the brutal torture. After he died, Washington planned to raid Kevin's house, believing there was still something hidden there. At that moment, Alex grabbed a gun and burst out from her hiding spot, only to realize it was empty. She threw it aside, ran down the hallway, and managed to slam the door shut just before Washington's men reached her. She braced the door, chambered around, and shot a man in the leg, buying herself a few seconds to lock it. Alex quickly gathered her things and fled as they began to break the door down. While escaping, she shot one of the women and rushed toward the stairwell, where another assassin was already waiting for her. Alex quickly slid down a chute and landed in the laundry room. She immediately put on an employee uniform to blend in. Then she made her way to the parking lot and stole a car, but Washington's crew began chasing her right away. She backed the car down the hill, handling it with the skill of a professional driver. Washington fired at her, but Alex managed to spin the vehicle around and drive straight toward him, forcing him to lose control. Thinking she had gotten away, Alex sped up but accidentally ran a red light right in front of a police car. The officer immediately began chasing her. At that moment, Washington's SUV came out of nowhere and slammed into the police car, flipping it over. The impact also caused Alex's vehicle to roll. Bruised and exhausted, she crawled out of the wreck and staggered her way toward the safe house of the third robber. Alex banged on the door, begging to be let in. It was only when she said that Kevin was dead that the man unlocked the door and pulled her inside. As they argued about what to do next, Washington's group tracked them down. Through the security camera, they saw the attackers closing in. One of the men grabbed a gun hidden behind a painting, believing he could fight them off like a hero. Meanwhile, Alex didn't trust their reckless plan. She slipped away to find a phone and call for help. In the chaos, she managed to reach Penny, Kevin's wife. But Penny was far from sympathetic, especially after learning that Alex had once been involved with her husband. Penny grew angry and tried to shut Alex down, but Alex kept pleading for her to find the stash of cash and the hidden package. Exhausted and unwilling to get involved, Penny hung up, ending the conversation. Meanwhile, the tension in the apartment increased. The third robber stood beside the elevator, gripping his gun tightly, ready to fire at any moment. Suddenly, the man was shot from behind. Washington and his team of killers stormed into the apartment, weapons raised, searching for Alex. But she was one step ahead. They found an open window and assumed she had jumped out. Confident that he had her cornered, Washington dialed the last number on the apartment's phone, unaware that Alex was hiding right above him.
Hello.
Young Kevin answered the phone innocently. Washington used this to trick him into revealing their home address. Without hesitation, he and his crew headed there immediately. Meanwhile, at Penny's house, she found the hidden stash, though she had to break the car window to retrieve it. As she stared at the diamonds and the shattered glass, she quickly weighed her options. She also found Alex's package, but in her anger, she threw it straight into the trash. Penny was packing her belongings to escape when Washington and his men suddenly broke in and attacked her, knocking her unconscious. Washington took the bag he believed contained the diamonds and ordered his men to kill her.
Hi, Matthew.
At the same time, Alex arrived at the house on her motorcycle and ambushed a thug who was chasing the child. She knocked him down and brought the child to safety. The thug tried to fight back, but Alex struck him hard, leaving him injured and unable to continue. As she continued searching for the others, another attacker appeared and pressed a knife to her throat. Penny recovered just in time and hit the thug with a heavy object, while Alex stabbed him in the back. He struggled wildly, but Penny knocked him out with a toy truck. Their teamwork allowed them to take him down effectively. After the chaos ended, Alex returned to Kevin's laptop and tried to access the secret drive. The laptop accidentally sent out a signal revealing their location. Washington received the alert and called his superior, a senator, to admit that they were in trouble because of Alex. The senator immediately sent Doe, his trusted right-hand man, to help. Although Washington didn't want to work with Doe, he tried to maintain control of the situation. Alex called Washington and tricked him into revealing that he was at a hotel. She rushed there and saw Washington and his two accomplices loading a body into a vehicle. She followed them quietly to an abandoned factory. After Washington and the others went inside, Alex slipped in as well. However, a sudden phone call alerted Jefferson, one of the men, and he came back to check the area. Alex led Jefferson outside and then slipped back deeper into the factory. There, she found Kevin's dismembered body, along with the remains of another woman. Quietly, she took the woman's head and placed it in her bag before hiding under a truck. When Washington and Clinton returned, they casually threw the bodies into a massive incinerator. Afterward, Alex called Washington again, this time informing him that she had tied up Jefferson and was ready to make an exchange. Alex discovered the real plan behind the heist. The senator hired Washington's crew not for the money, but to obtain a crucial USB drive. The diamonds were only meant to distract and mislead everyone. Washington had known the true target from the start and intended to kill the other thieves afterward. Alex tried to use Jefferson to trade for the diamonds, but Washington refused. As they began hunting her down, it was already too late. Alex had rigged the vehicle to explode, killing Jefferson in a massive blast. Washington survived, furious, and called Alex, only to hear her phone ringing somewhere inside the building. Washington began personally tracking Alex, taunting her to come out. Alex ambushed him and nearly shoved him over the railing. But before she could finish him, another man appeared and knocked her unconscious. When she woke up, Alex was tied to a chair, and Washington was threatening her, warning that he would hurt her if she didn't abandon her plan. The man quickly realized the situation was far worse than he thought. The diamonds he believed he had stolen were actually just pieces of broken glass. He understood that he had been completely used. The torture intensified as they clamped Alex's leg into a metal vise and tightened it until the pain was unbearable. During the torture, Washington also revealed part of his past. Alex used to be one of the top infiltration specialists in the CIA, but she left after a failed mission in Beirut that resulted in civilian casualties. Although deeply scarred, she refused to break. In the end, she was forced to agree to a diamond exchange in return for her freedom. They made her wear a black dress to blend in with the crowd and then escorted her to the airport. Penny appeared in disguise, wearing a wig, and handed Alex the key to the safe. Washington, still paranoid, demanded that Alex open it immediately. Alex skillfully hid the item in a secret compartment. When Clinton opened the safe, a hidden bomb exploded, severely disfiguring his face. Chaos broke out instantly. Clinton fought airport security, taking down several guards before he was finally shot. Meanwhile, Washington and Alex engaged in a brutal hand-to-hand fight. Amid the chaos, Alex managed to get the drive, and Penny secretly hid it inside Washington's tie without him noticing. Alex stunned Washington with a powerful punch and ran toward the terminal exit. Meanwhile, the last henchman was dragging an unconscious Penny through the chaos. Alex caught up to him and took him down with a single shot to the head. Outside, Washington found himself surrounded by dozens of police officers and had no choice but to surrender with his hands raised. Alex walked out calmly and signaled the Level 5 tactical unit before shouting the command and dropping down. The police opened heavy fire on Washington. Penny was held for questioning, but was released shortly afterward due to a distraction that caused the lead detective to make a mistake. At the scene, investigators discovered a bag containing the severed head of a woman. The few diamonds left behind revealed that something much bigger had taken place. In reality, Penny had kept the real stash of diamonds safe. She quietly left to pick up her son, Matthew, from her mother's house. Interpol arrived too late to intervene. Meanwhile, Alex used a fake passport to pass through airport security and boarded a flight out of the country. Alex now had a new tech partner, and together they examined the contents of the USB. It contained blueprints of major buildings, each with explosive devices placed in their foundations. This posed a serious threat to many people. True to her troublemaking nature, Alex called Washington's old number and left a message for Doe, telling him that she had the goods. In the final scene, the senator and Doe have a tense, shadowy conversation. The senator wonders whether Alex will act out of greed or heroism. Doe guesses she will choose to play the martyr. But the senator, cold and resolute, simply states that Marty has to die.